Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers. Was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
Following Caitlin Clark's elimination from the playoffs, WNBA players are in tears because they feel that fans are against them because they don't stay to watch their games. Recent semi-final statistics have been released, and things don't look good for the WNBA. Since Caitlin's elimination due to BS fouls, the WNBA hasn't been able to handle. WNBA have already halved in viewership after Caitlin Clark's elimination, and it's just going to get worse as the playoffs goes on.
Do you want me to just say I told you so, or are you willing to say, Stephen A., you did tell us? Really? Caitlin Clark is the golden goose.
What type of sport allows its top player to be mistreated? All season don't allow the Fevers to have a game at home in the playoffs, then lets their sport expire and decline in viewers after every single game. NBA is the only sport where teams get to a final and less fans get interested after every game. Caitlin is now on her way to Europe, where she is supposedly taking a break, but could potentially be tempted by a big money move to the EuroLeague.
Could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the big.
Who would blame Caitlin if she made a move? She would make 10 times as much money as she does now and receive proper treatment. The WNBA even denied her the chance to win unanimous Rookie of the Year. One voter somehow voted for Angel Reese. The voter needs to be outed to the world now.
Should have been unanimous.
Should have been.
I agree.
Unanimous.
It should have been unanimous. And one of the things that sticks with me is, well, she was the first rookie to get a triple.
As for viewers, they are decreasing by the minute, and the WNBA are finally witnessing the Caitlin Clark effect in full flow. Players feel fans only want to see Caitlin Clark, and they would be right. A.A. Wilson wasn't happy with fans calling her game boring. This year is more the year that I've seen anyone call my game boring than it's ever been. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. A.A. clearly not happy with the decrease in viewers even after winning the MVP. A.A. hasn't had anywhere near the effect of the WNBA. Then Caitlin Clark.
Asia Wilson, 28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment?
Exactly.
Why are we talking about Caitlin Clark?
Why exactly? Why when Asia was releasing a shoe were we talking about Caitlin?
The impact of Caitlin Clark's absence from the WNBA playoffs goes far beyond the league's viewership figures. It reveals a more serious problem with the league's audience base's fragility and how much it had grown to rely on a single player to sustain its newly discovered momentum. When the Indiana Fever lost to the Connecticut Sun and Caitlin Clark's rookie season ended, the immediate drop in viewership was startling. But more than that, it brought attention to an uncomfortable reality about the WNBA. Without its biggest star, the league struggles to keep people watching.
The 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is, if the WNBA were continuing to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did.
Following Clark's elimination from the playoffs, viewership fell by more than half, indicating that a significant amount of the league's audience was motivated by her presence. This cannot be disregarded or written off as an anomaly. The WNBA has relied greatly on Caitlin Clark's star power to bring in viewers, and without her the league has been exposed for its failure to keep that audience.
Ever since, Angel Reese had that injury, to me, and also coming off of Olympic break, Caitlin Clark separated herself. Yeah. She should have been unanimous. Now, to celebrate her, one thing that people forget is, as a rookie, she was the most blitzed player in the WNBA, and she still put up 19, 5, and 8 assists.
This sharp decline in viewership is a wake-up call for the WNBA. For years, the league has struggled with low ratings and attendance, but Caitlin Clark's breakout season seemed to offer a glimmer of hope. Her games consistently drew in record numbers, and for a brief moment, it felt like the WNBA had finally turned a corner. But with Clark out of the picture, it's clear that the league's newfound popularity was not as solid as it seemed. Without Caitlin Clark in the playoffs, the WNBA has struggled to maintain the level of excitement. High followers who had been tuned in to watch Clark's every move found little reason to stick around when she was gone. There has been a discernible decline in the general buzz around the playoffs since the surviving teams, although still competitive, lacked the star power and charisma that Clark brought to the court.
There was a Jordan effect on the NBA and the game of basketball. I would argue at one point early on there was a Steph Curry effect on the NBA and on basketball also. You bet your ass there is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball.
One of the most troubling aspects of Caitlin Clark's exit from the playoffs is the way it happened throughout the season. Clark was repeatedly fouled and subjected to physical play that went largely unpunished. The WNBA, for all its praise of Clark's talents, failed to protect her in the way that a player of her caliber deserves. This wasn't just a matter of a few missed calls, it was a consistent pattern of rough play that took its toll on Clark's body and ultimately led to her team's defeat.
We don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us names. I mean, we already see what's happening in the world. Something needs to be done, whether it's, them checking their fans or this league.
The series against the Connecticut Sun was a prime example of this. Clark was fouled hard multiple times during the series, yet the referees seemed reluctant to blow the whistle. It was as if the league didn't fully grasp how important it was to protect its star player. Fans watching at home couldn't help but feel frustrated as Clark was knocked around the court with little intervention from the officials. This failure to protect Clark isn't just a one-off mistake, it's part of a larger issue within the WNBA. For years, the league has struggled with officiating, particularly when it comes to physical play, but when the player at the center of your league's resurgence is being subjected to this kind of treatment, it becomes a much bigger problem. The WNBA cannot afford to let its biggest star be beaten down like this, especially when she is so crucial to the league's success.
Racism has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring citizens to WNBA. This has been happening, and that I think is what's been such a shock for all.
Not only was Caitlin Clark's breakthrough season a personal triumph, but it was also a huge chance for the WNBA to show off its potential to a larger audience. Her games were drawing viewers from all over the nation, many of whom had never watched a WNBA game before. This was an opportunity for the league to capitalize on the buzz surrounding Clark and build a lasting fan base, but by failing to protect her, the WNBA squandered that chance. Fans are aware of what happened because they witnessed how Clark was treated on the court, and many of them have voiced their frustration. Fans who believe that the WNBA failed Clark by allowing her to be fouled repeatedly without appropriate officiating have left numerous comments on social media.
Are very, very few people, but there are some out there who resent the fact that this young white girl came out there and did her thing. Rookie of the Year, 4th in the league for MVP voting, assist leader, one of the top leading scorers after the Olympic Games. She put on a show, validating all the attention she was receiving.
This has led to a growing perception that the league isn't doing enough to protect its stars, which might have long-term consequences for fan loyalty. The WNBA is currently in a risky situation. Caitlin Clark has already contributed more to the league in a single season than many players do in a lifetime. But if the league doesn't act to safeguard her and other players like her, it runs the risk of losing the very stars who are fostering the growth of the sport. This isn't just about winning games, it's about the league's future.
Number of viewers for WNBA games that Caitlin Clark is not in is like 3 to 4 million. When she's in the game, when it's her game playing, it's like 17 million.
Yeah. Well, I also look at the attendance in the arena.
Yes.
It's 8 to 10,000 everywhere else. Caitlin Clark, 17, 18.
Yep. As if Caitlin Clark's exit from the playoffs wasn't frustrating enough for fans, another controversy quickly followed. Despite her record-breaking season and her evident influence on the WNBA's growth, Clark was not awarded unanimous Rookie of the Year honors. This was a shocking rejection considering the impact she had both on the court and in terms of viewership. Despite Clark's outstanding efforts throughout the season, one voter chose to support a different player, Angel Reese.
No matter if you are rooting against Caitlin Clark because you like another team, there's very few of them.
I'm excited
even if it's that.
I'm excited to see who.
Many fans were incensed by this choice, asking how anybody could vote for someone other than Caitlin Clark, who had single-handedly raised the NBA's reputation and served as the catalyst for the league's rise in popularity. To make matters worse, Clark and her supporters felt insulted by the fact that she did not win unanimous Rookie of the Year. The WNBA has declined to identify the one voter who selected Reese over Clark, maintaining their anonymity. This lack of transparency has just fueled more frustration among supporters, many of whom feel that the league is not giving Clark the recognition she deserves.
That second half really set the tone for me, for her to be, and should have been, the unanimous Rookie of the Year.
And it wasn't just one triple-double. She had 2 on the season.
And this is why we would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know.
The snub of Caitlin Clark for unanimous Rookie of the Year honors is more than simply a one-time scandal. It might have lasting consequences on the way fans perceive the WNBA. Many fans feel that the WNBA is not fully appreciating what Clark has done for the league, and the decision to award one vote to Angel Ree instead of Clark has sparked a debate about the integrity of the voting process. Clark had done everything in her power to elevate the league, but when it came time to recognize her accomplishments, she was denied the unanimous recognition she deserved.
Who's the best player in the country?
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player.
For Caitlin Clark, the Rookie of the Year snub is likely just one more source of motivation. She has already proven that she can dominate the league on the court, and this slight will only add fuel to the fire for her future seasons. But for the WNBA, this controversy has created a problem that won't be easily fixed.
My question is, who did it? Speak loud and clear, raise your hand, all that good stuff.
With Caitlin Clark taking a 200-day break from professional basketball, the WNBA will face one of its biggest challenges to date. During the next few months, the league will have to figure out how to keep fans engaged and invested in the league without its biggest star on the court. This is no easy task, especially considering how much the league's viewership has already decreased since Clark's playoff exit. However, the reality is that without Clark, the WNBA is facing an uphill battle.